to the Author to Authority podcast. And today I have Estelle Keeber on the show. And I'm excited for two reasons. First of all, she's an Instagram expert and speaker. And we have done quite a few podcast episodes on LinkedIn. And so I'm excited to have her on today for her to share about Instagram and what a difference that it can make. And she is the owner and founder of Immortal Monkey, and I'm sure we'll find out more about the title as we go along. And so welcome to the show, Estelle.
Thank you so much for having me.
So you are an Instagram expert and speaker. So what I would love for you to do is just take a few minutes, introduce yourself, and talk about how you became an Instagram expert.
Okay, so my love of Instagram started many years ago. I ended up as a wedding photographer. So this was something that I had never had planned. I had been a care assistant for many years up until having my children. And when I separated from their dad, I was in a situation that, a lot of mums find themselves in, where all of a sudden, they're the only person in the family that's going to bring in an income. And so I had to find something that was going to, work flexibly with me being a single parent, but that was also going to bring in an income. So care really wasn't an option for me anymore. And that's when I started thinking about, what skills did I have? I'd just done a night course at college in photography. So I became a wedding photographer and started my first business, Love Photography 13 Weddings. And that was when I really started to enjoy using Instagram. But at that point, it was just because it was a platform that you could use to really visually show off what it was that you were doing. So way back then, it was just kind of a place that I used as a portfolio to direct people to if they wanted to check out my work. And as my second business grew, the Mums in Business Association, I started sharing tips and tricks that were working for me. So I was seeing a huge growth in my account. I was seeing contacts being made. People were connecting with me through Instagram. I was having sales. So it was really generating a lot of my business. I started sharing these tips within our community, and I didn't realize at the time, but they worked for everyone. I thought it was just me, and it seemed that what I was talking about actually worked for everyone. And people seemed to just really enjoy the really simple way that I broke it down, because I am a mum, I am a business owner, I'm a fiance, I have a dog to walk. We don't have time to really, delve into every single social media platform in depth. And sometimes it can be very overwhelming. And the way that I was teaching people was just really simple, in really simple layman's terms. And it seemed to really light people up, and people started to really understand how to use Instagram. And so that was where the Instagram expert side came in. I've spent the last 3 years helping hundreds of thousands of women and business owners around the world. I've been invited to speak at many different conferences around the world. Recently, I think when this goes out in September, we will have the Women in Biz Expo coming up. So I will be there sharing my tips and my story, and also the photography show, which is really nice because it brings things full circle. As a photographer, I used to go to this expo and
Yes.
sit in the audience and, be amazed by the incredible, knowledgeable speakers. And now I get a chance to, stand on that stage and share my Instagram tips, and hopefully, give people an idea of why they should be using the platform and how they can use it to make the most impact.
Wow, that's incredible. Now, you were talking about an association that you are a part of. So why don't you tell us a little bit more about that?
Okay, so I am the co-founder of the Mums in Business Association. This was the fastest growing network for women in the world. We grew a community. We had a Facebook community of over 60,000 and social media following of around about 250,000. And so this is what really started it for me. It gave me a platform. It gave me the opportunity to really connect and share some inspiration. I think the fact that people had seen that I'd been through a really tough time personally and still managed, you know, to set up a business to support the boys, and that was absolutely mind-blowing. From something that started as a small Facebook group, quite rapidly grew to child-friendly networking events. We've published, I think, probably 16, 17, 18 books now. It's been absolutely incredible, and that's kind of what led me into my new company, Immortal Monkey, which again, we are going to be supporting small businesses online, and hopefully lots of people will be heading on over to check that out, and I'm very excited.
That is so cool. I love it. I love it. So I know we have a lot of women that listen to the show, and probably most of them are moms. How could they be a part of this group?
Okay, so we have two separate communities right now. We have the Immortal Monkey page that they can go to, and this is more of a public community. And then we also have the Instagram gang, which is again on Facebook, but it's a more private community for people specifically wanting to use Instagram to grow their business. So either of those two places, people can go and check out.
That is awesome. So I know today, being an Instagram expert, I would really love for you to share maybe 2 or 3 really actionable steps that my audience of entrepreneurs, professionals, and coaches can use to get started to grow their Instagram.
Okay, so the first tip that I would give is to make sure that your bio is, you know, as up to date as it can be. So a lot of people don't realize that the first line of bold black text, it asks for your name when you go to edit your profile. But what I would suggest you put here are words that are going to bring you up in searches. So rather than having my name, Estelle Keeber, I have Instagram expert and speaker, because those words are going to bring me up in more searches than my name. So that would probably be tip number 1. Make sure that first line of black text has the right words in it. Tip number 2 would be to make sure that you are showing the person behind the business, because, you know, people connect with people. They want to know, they want to get to know you, which kind of leads on to tip 3, I guess, which is use your Instagram stories. It is a perfect way to be able to connect with your followers. People are consuming more and more Instagram story content now than ever before. I've been predicting this for the last sort of year, 18 months. Everybody needs to be on stories, because there is just, you know, so many people there. It is a really untapped audience if you are not using Instagram stories. And it's a perfect way for you to show your behind the scenes and let people get to know what it is that you're doing. Your main feed can be for, you know, all the best bits and your amazing photographs, but Instagram stories are just like a little sneak peek and a behind the scenes at what goes on within the business.
Wow, that is really cool. So I'm sitting here, and you'll see it on the video. I'm looking at mine, and it says Kim Thompson Pinder Publishing. I think maybe I need to change that.
I would just take the name out. So publishing would be great, because obviously if people are searching publishing, you want to come up. But I would definitely take out the name, because those characters that you're using there could definitely be more well, you know, placed.
Because the account's already under my name. So when people search it, they'll see the account name, and then they'll see kind of like that title.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that is pretty cool. Now, I was actually at an event last year, and somebody was talking to me about the fact that Instagram TV was going to take off. What are your thoughts on that?
Oh, Instagram TV didn't take off. I expected it to as well. You know, it's very, very similar to YouTube, and it's been around now for a little over a year, I think. I don't think people really understood how to use it. I think Instagram didn't really place it too well in the market. I think they tried to copy YouTube, and it just didn't really work. People are beginning to use it more now and understand it and understand how they can put content out, and it's a brilliant way. It is a really, really good way to share content. You can share longer form videos, you can add links into the descriptions, which you can't do on your main feed. So there's lots of benefits. And I think that the fact that they're going to monetize this and start putting in paid ads and things like that is going to make a difference as well.
So would it be one of those things that it would be really beneficial to be using it now and get a library of videos in there?
Yes, start now. Like people say, you know, I don't know what to post. I'm sure that you have videos that you could repurpose. We all have, you know, like videos, webinars, wherever it may be, little, you know, tips that you've recorded for your communities. You can use those. So any content that you already have that is in video format, you could simply upload to your IGTV. And then you also have the option to put them into series. So if you have a series of how-tos, you could put them there. If you have a series of, you know, meet the author, you could have those there. So it really breaks it up nicely as well, and keeps things categorized.
That is really cool. So I haven't seen that yet. Is that a setting in the IGTV when you go to upload it?
Yeah, when you go into upload, you can select that there, and you can also have it shared into your main feed. So once you've shared it into your IGTV, you can share it into your main feed. You can also share it into your stories. And another update that's just most recently happened is Instagram Reels, which is very similar to TikTok. And so this right now is something that I would suggest everybody goes and has a look at and have a little play around with. It allows you to share 15 seconds of video, so it's not quite as long as your IGTV, but you can add music and do lots of fun things like you can over on the TikTok platform.
So question I always wonder, because you know you kind of get into this techie stuff. How do you get those vertical videos?
You can, it depends on how you upload them. So prior to I don't know, probably 6 or 8 months ago, you could only have them in a certain format. So when you uploaded them to IGTV, it had to be in portrait. Now you don't have to do that. You can literally upload them however you want, landscape, portrait, and they will still work on IGTV.
Oh, that is awesome. That is awesome. And you know, something I was thinking about as well. Is it easy to transfer your Facebook Lives to IGTV?
It depends what you mean by transfer them. If you download them, you can download them from Facebook and then you can upload them to IGTV. Yes, that's fine. I don't know of any other ways that you can do it automatically other than to download it first.
And I know with Instagram, it's predominantly used on mobile, but I did notice when I logged into Instagram online, I couldn't post from my computer, but I could upload my IGTV videos.
Yeah,
So
that's
you
right.
don't
There's a
have to
lot
try
more
and get it onto your phone.
functionality. No, there's a lot more functionality now on the desktop version of IG. So you can go in there and you can reply to direct messages, you can leave comments, you can check out other accounts. But no, you can't post, but you can do that from Facebook Creator. So if you have a Facebook account, you can schedule your post directly from the Facebook Creator, or you can use a third-party app as well.
Amazing, amazing. So let's just talk briefly, because I want to get to your book as well, but let's just talk briefly. How do you increase your followers and get it, like, maybe, yeah, let's just start with, how do you increase your followers?
Okay, so this is, there is no quick answer to this. It is consistency, loyalty, showing up every day, making sure that you're giving good content, but it's also about engaging with people. So making sure that you're going to find your ideal clients and you're engaging with your followers so that they don't feel like they're there commenting and, you know, you're just ignoring them because you want the followers.
So again, it's about being social.
Yeah, exactly. It's a social media platform. It is definitely about being social.
So Estelle, tell us about your book.
Okay, so I have been so lucky in being able to help 132 other women become Amazon #1 best-selling authors in our series of books called Mumpreneur on Fire. And these share the stories of inspirational women that have been through some incredibly hard times and have come out the other side and have now shared their stories to inspire others. So that was an incredible series that I had the pleasure of publishing. There was also our autobiography, Laid Bare, which sort of tells the story of why we started the Mums in Business Association and leads up to the first year of the company. And we also have the MIBA guide to growing your Instagram, which is, you know, the perfect accompaniment for anyone who is wanting to, like you say, grow your followers, look at what's really working for you. It breaks it down. It allows you to really look at it. It's a great tracker. So it's not a book full of, if I kind of show you the inside, there's 2 or 3 pages at the front of tips, and then, you know, it's a tracker, so you can plan your content, you can put your targets in there. So this is my little baby, if I'm honest, because this was a book I created because I wished that somebody else had created this when I started my journey, because I used to have 50 million notebooks everywhere trying to track everything I was doing, and I just wished that I'd have had this myself. So this is my my baby, the guide to growing your Instagram, which you can find on Amazon.
Very nice. Well, thank you so much, Estelle. Do you have any final thoughts for us before we go? And how can people connect with you?
Okay, so my final thought would probably be not to focus on the followers. So after, like, a lot of people ask me that question, you know, how do you grow your following? And I tell them, every single person, the same thing, you know, it's about consistency, but to not focus too much on the followers, because it's about the people that are there already, and those people that are genuine and that show up every day and that look at your stories. You know, those are the people you want to focus on. So think about those followers rather than growing your actual following even further. And for anybody that wants to come and check me out, you can find me over on Instagram at Estelle Keeber Official, or you can head on over to Facebook and check out the Immortal Monkey page for all the different opportunities of online training that we have over there as well.
Well, thank you so much, Estelle. You have shared so much valuable information today on Instagram. So this has been Estelle Keeber and Kim Thompson-Pinder on the Author to Authority podcast. Quick reminder, if you enjoy this podcast, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. I would also love to check out reviews, comments, what you like about the podcast, even areas of improvement. So make sure that you leave your review and you subscribe so you can get our tri-weekly episodes. Thank you so much for listening, and have a great day. Bye now.